Well, hello there, gorgeous. Let me show you how to make your own end caps. Today I'm going to teach you how to make an end cap so that when you want to attach a ribbon or I don't know, some type of string, yarn, whatever it is you want to use that's not a chain, I'm going to show you how to make an end cap. Now these, I just kind of tied these on here, which I hate, so I'm going to redo these. I'm also going to make a little, like a large hole bead to go right here on this. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you two different ways to do this. A simple one and then one that's got a little bit more design to it, which is the one that I'm going to use on my necklace. So what I've got here is some string that was extruded on a, with a medium disc on my extruder. I've got a little piece of clay here on my thickest setting, and this is on a number 5. My thickest is 0 of Atlas, and this is a number 5. Now the biggest thing you're going to need is something to form it on. The wooden ones here are just some little wooden dowels, you know, that you can buy at the hardware store. And hubby cut them down to a manageable size for me, and I just kind of sanded the sharp edge there so it would be a little bit more rounded. So these are great to use. I think I am going to use the metal one. I think for what I'm going to do, the clay will stick to the metal a little bit better, but you can certainly use the wood. Just whatever you happen to have that's kind of in that shape. Okay, so I'm going to start out showing you the easiest one to do. Oh yeah, something else you're going to need is something for texture. I'm going to use this body brush right here. I can link those in the description for you. Cut me a nice straight edge there. That's way too much. And then I'm going to take my rod. I should have cut that at a nice straight edge too. Let's do that. Sorry, all this metal is kind of noisy and clanky, isn't it? See, with the metal, it sticks there really easy. The wood is a whole lot harder to get it to stick to. And cut just inside of that mark. Roll this up. Just going to meet it up there. Now, you don't have to make it this thick. That one's going to be a pretty thick one. Then I'm going to roll my seam here a little bit. Now, it doesn't matter that I'm stretching this up over the top. That's okay. Just going to take my hands and very, very gently roll that together. I'm going to take my blade, trim off the top here, trim it flush with the, which I probably didn't need to do that yet. I'll have to do that again. Now, this is just part of your design choice. You need to figure out how long you want this. I think probably about right there is probably a good spot. I'm holding my blade and rolling with this hand. I can never get this straight when I do this, but I'm gonna try. Okay, and then I'm gonna go there. Well, what do you know? I actually got it. And then remove the excess. I'm gonna take my finger and soften this edge a little. Now, you could leave this like this, and that would be perfectly fine, and then you would want to sand it when it comes out of the oven and get it nice and smooth. I'm going to add a little texture to mine. Let's see if it works if I just kind of do it like this instead of pouncing the texture on this. I think I have less of a chance of smishing it too much. Yeah, that works. Hey, that worked good. All right, now it has a nice little texture. And I'm going to try and texture this edge here I know this may be hard to see with the camera angle because this straw is so long. I don't know if I told you or not. This is just a reusable metal straw. Ah, there we go. Now I've got to add the cap part on here. I'm going to see if this one is going to fit. You need a cutter that's about the same size as the end here. That's a little bit bigger, but it'll work. I'm going to go ahead and texture that a little before I cut it out. Because with this, with the straw being open, you wouldn't have to worry about it with the wooden dowel. But with the straw being open in the center, you don't want to put too much pressure here because it's going to, you know, squish it down inside the straw. So I'm just going to take and add this on the top here. That fits pretty good. It's not as large as I thought it was going to be. Just going to kind of press this down. And yes, I'm messing up my texture, but that's okay. That can be easily fixed. You want to make sure that these are in good contact with each other. Because this part, the end here, is going to be what takes all the stress and all the pressure. So you're going to want to make sure this is nice and attached to this. Okay, I'm going to smooth this down. Maybe neaten up the bottom a little bit here. And then just add our texture again. So there's your easy version of your end cap. Now I'm going to start on the ones that I want to make for my necklace. This is my clay that was rolled on a number 5. Okay, now I'm going to take my extrusion. Okay, take this and start at, let's see, yeah, I'm going to start at the top here and make that one level. Then I'll start coming down. I want to get my coils, I have the hardest time saying that word. Coils. I don't know if it's my southern accent or what, but I just have a hard time with that word. Anyway, I want them as perpendicular to the straw as I can get them. But of course, they're going to be on a slight angle because they need to wrap around. But I want to try not to make the angle too steep. Or no steeper than I have to. Now this, we'll take care of this in just a minute. Right now, I just want to get started wrapping these on here. Just guiding it with my left hand, twisting the rod with my right hand. And just pulling gently. Pressing gently, pressing it to this, pressing it this way. Okay, I don't want to push against the end here. So I'm going to start over here and trim this direction instead of this direction. Just going to put my blade there. Hold it steady while I rotate the straw. Let's see, did I do it right? 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I got it. Okay, good. I don't know why those things just always wind up messing me up. Because in one place, it'll be, like this would be 5. But if you don't cut it in the right place, then in a different spot, it'll have 6 of them. So I think that looks pretty good. Then from here, I've got some really sharp edges. So I'm going to have to smooth those down. I'm not too worried about rounding the top just yet, because as before, I got to add my little cap. Now this time, this is a little bit smaller, but that's okay. I'm going to go around and just flatten out my edges. All right, let's see if that's a better fit. Yeah, that's a better fit. It still could use a bit more, but I think it'll be okay. Now, again, I want to just go through and make sure this is formed together. I've got that nice and smooth, nice and blended in. Have a bevel cap there. I think it looks pretty nice. I just kind of took it in my fingers after I got it finished, and or not my fingers, in the palm of my hand, and kind of cut around it. Got it nice and smooth, although I can sand this if I need to. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this around my straw just like I did for this part. You know, I thought another really good design for this would be to use the small strings and twist them up to make a rope and then wrap it around like that. That would be a really nice design too. But I already have some coals in parts of this collection, so that's what I wanted to do for this. But yeah, I think it would be really nice if you did the rope. It doesn't have to be perfect. Perfect? Doesn't have to be perfect, because it's going to have the coals around it. That's my bead. I'm going to do like I did here. Going to go in and smooth these sharp edges. Take my tool and smooth this in. And then I'll be ready to bake everything. And I'm going to bake just on a little foamy thing that I cut to fit in this pan. It's old, it's dingy. I think this was actually like a foam for a chair cushion, and then that way I can just lay that right there when I'm ready to bake. These are out of the oven now. The straw is cooled, but the clay is still a little bit warm. Let's see how hard it's going to be to get it off. I may have to warm it back up a little bit to get it off. Oh yeah, that's stuck on there. Oh, there we go. I cured these for about an hour because these are pretty thick. You've got to make sure these are completely cured, because this end cap is going to be what holds your necklace together and what holds your clasp and everything on. So you've got to make sure that these are fully cured. I'm going to sand these. I still have to make another end cap. This one is the simple one that we textured, so it doesn't need sanding. It's good to go. So I'll get these sanded, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to start assembling. I'm going to show you what to do with these things. I got them sanded. I got these pretty smooth. Got them all nice and purty looking. They still got a few little dents here and there, but I think they'll be good. For the end caps, we got to drill a hole right here in the top. Now, if you're not comfortable just sticking the drill on there and drilling it, get it centered. Take your needle tool, kind of poke it there, see if that's where you want it, see if it's centered. If it is, you can poke it a little harder, just to get you a little hole started there so you know where to put your drill bit. I'm using a power drill. You can also use a hand drill. I just think a power drill is quicker and easier, so that's what I like to use. Then I'm going to start, find where my hole is there. And it's that easy. Alright, now we've got our little holes there. Clean up this. I got something I want to show you. A little desktop rechargeable vacuum. Man, this thing comes in so handy. Got her all cleaned up. And I'll leave you a link for those in the comments, along with anything else I can think of that I'm using. Now, let's put these things to use. I've got everything ready, and I have a complete mess on my desk, but that's okay. Sometimes we just get messy. This is the wire that I use. I believe I mentioned earlier that I use stainless steel in my jewelry. So this is a spool of stainless steel. It is very stiff, which makes it kind of hard to work with. If you do ever use stainless steel, make sure, absolutely sure, that you don't use your regular jewelry pliers or jewelry cutters to cut the stuff, because it will chew them up. I've just got some cheap cutters here from the hardware store, and that's what I use. You know, your flush cutters and your jewelry cutters, things like that, are not going to work. And see, I've just about got these cutters worn out. Even these, it chews through these, but these are cheaper than, and they're heavier duty. They cut easier. There we go. I've got my silk ready to go here. I have cut 2 pieces of this to the length that I want them, to the same length, one for each side. I have tried to do this several times, and I'm struggling, let me tell you. I'm going to cut my wire a lot longer than I think I'm going to need it. And then if I measure my silk up against the necklace that I previously made, I like the length of this one. Now this is a little bit longer than what I need, but that's fine. That'll be perfect, because I think it'll make life a little easier. I'm going to go ahead and run my bead on here just to help keep my ribbon together, and it'll give me a little bit of something to hold on to. And kind of push that down in there to get it started. Then I'm just going to use my pliers, get it on through there, pull it out, make sure I've got both strands there. Do I? Nope. Now I do. Okay, now I'm just going to even these up. Okay, got those even. It doesn't matter where this is sitting right now, just as long as it's on there. Okay, taking my stainless steel wire. Now I work with surgical steel because I like the longevity of it. I don't have to worry about it changing colors. It's very strong, won't rust, etc., etc. So this is what I work with. But I will say that this is very, very stiff wire. It's not easy to work with. You can't use your regular jewelry cutters, so the ends are very hard. I actually put a piece of it through my finger this way one time, right at this knuckle. It went from one side to the other. You want to talk about somebody panicking? My husband's sitting next there. I'm like, get it out, get it out. Yeah, not a nice day. But I'm going to start out making me, I don't know where my round nose pliers are, but start out making me a little coil. That may be too small. I don't know. But you don't want it too big either. This does not have to be pretty, let me tell you, because nobody's ever going to see it. Alright, I'm going to get these together. I may have to put some tape. Yeah, I'm going to put some tape on the end of this, just to help me guide it through. Goodness gracious, I'm even struggling with the tape today. Oh. Okay. Want this end at the top though, so it's got to go this way. Actually, I think I'm going to stick my pliers down in there. Maybe. And then see if I can grab a hold of the tape, pull it through. I'm probably making this way more complicated than it needs to be. Like I said, if you're not using the steel, it's going to be a lot easier. This stuff is just really, really hard. But it's also very strong, so. And I may have my coil here too small for it to go through. Yeah, I think I do. Okay, I'm going to have to loosen this first one up just a little bit. It's a little bit tight. Loosen that one up because I'm going to tighten it down later anyway. Just didn't want it too big to start with. There we go. That made life much easier. Alright, so now I'll go ahead and, well, the tape is fine, it doesn't matter. Check the length of this, because I know I've got it longer than what it needs to be. Okay, so I need to, can you even see that? So my end cap is going to be here, so I need to slide this down to about right in here. Check it again, a little more. Okay, make sure all 4 of my strands are in there. Pliers, and smush it together. Now this comes the hard part, because there again, the wire that I'm working with. If you're working with soft wire, it'd be a lot easier. I just want to crimp this down onto the silk. This doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be tight. That's all we care about at this point. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it around again. Actually, a couple more times. That's probably enough. Crimp it down again. And your coils are going to go all wonky and be crimped and all that. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I just want it smushed on there tight. Okay, let's see if I can. Now I'm going to test it. I'm going to see if this ribbon will pull out of this. Or if this will move. No, it's on there good. Okay. Yes. That's what we're looking for. All right, now I'm going to bend this up. Cut the rest of my ribbon off. Actually, I'm going to check it one more time. Make sure it's about the length that I want it. It doesn't have to be perfect. But that's pretty spot on. I want to leave as much room of this sticking out as I can. Find my end cap again. I'm going to measure with that because this has to be hidden inside this, but I still want to leave as much of this ribbon as I can. I'm going to cut just a little bit off of it right there, and then we'll check it because really it should just, no, that's probably too long. I was going to say it should just kind of smush down in there, and it will, but that's still probably too long. Okay, I got to cut the end of this off where I kinked it up. Check this one more time. Hold the, yeah, I'm pulling on that pretty hard, and it's not going anywhere, so that's great. Put this up. Got to find my hole. Okay, now push this down over this. Try to get all of those ends in there. I'm going to use my pliers if I need to. And shoot, there we go. Okay, you want to make sure your wire is hidden. Mine is. That's great. Okay, I have searched and searched and I cannot find my round nose pliers. So I'm going to have to improvise. The first thing, we're going to make a closed loop. Okay, I finally got this done. Between not having my round nose pliers and this wire being so stiff, I couldn't show you on camera. I just couldn't. Mine still does not look very good, especially it's not very round. There are plenty of tutorials you can find online on doing it's either a closed loop or a wrap loop. So there are plenty of tutorials to show you that because I couldn't. I tried, but I couldn't. Y'all probably had enough of me for one day anyway. Okay, so now comes the easy part. We got all the hard work done now. I'm going to take, I am using a 10mm. Take me a jump ring. Probably throw it on the floor. Maybe not. Open my jump ring. Add it here. And then I'm going to go through both of these loops here. There we go. Close that up. Try again. Click it back and forth until it closes really well. There we go. Now, one thing that we could have done with this bead is tie a knot right here to keep it in place. I chose not to. And it's a little late now because it would shorten this too much. But I like it without the knot tied in it. I like it. Okay, so on this end, I'm going to add my clasp. And that just hooks right through there. Close it up. And there we go. Now I just got to do this to the other side. But you see, to me, this looks so much nicer, so much more finished, more professional than this. I mean, to me, this does not look good at all compared to this. Plus, this is going to be a lot stronger, a lot sturdier than just tying a knot. A lot stronger. Another good thing about making an end cap is that if you wanted to, you could make up several of them ahead of time and just have them ready to go whenever you make a bracelet or necklace. And then they're there and you don't have to fool with making them. You've already got them made and ready to go. And I hope the next time you're using some type of ribbon or something like that, that you will try making you a polymer clay end cap. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Okay, thanks. Bye.